Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi Attasio. I'm sidereal astrologer, and I will talk about manifestation of things into our reality. I decided to talk about this because I see that this topic is being um, used a lot, and different spiritual techniques are being discussed, and this is wonderful. This is something very interesting. But I thought that the astrological perspective here is also very interesting because it is useful and it works. So how to manifest things into our things that we desire, that we aim at, that we want to happen, how to manifest what we wish to become reality. So first of all, let's say that knowledge is power, and the first thing is to see to understand what needs to be done as a result of knowing of your horoscope, of your natal chart. Because when you know what the possibilities, the opportunities, the options that the momentary picture of your birth, which is your natal chart, yes, then you know how to work, in what way to work on manifesting things that you want to become part of your reality. I will give you an example. The natal chart is the momentary picture of your birth. So through your natal chart, we know whether the person will be educated or not, whether the person will be spiritual or not, whether the person will have children or get married or not. Actually, you can see this. You can make a diagnosis in the natal chart. So the natal chart serves for what? It's the momentary picture. This is the very exact second of your birth when you see what are the potentials of the person. You can never judge for sure, because we are not gods, and we cannot say for sure, oh, no way, this person is not going to have children, or this person is not going to get married, or this person will never going to have good career. No, we are not gods, and we cannot judge with this level of certainty, but with level of some validity, we can see whether this or that will happen in people's charts. And why we cannot be that 100% certain? This is because of this very small level of free will which we all have, in order freely to operate in this matrix of our reality, and through some tools to be able to change and to manifest things which exist, or actually which do not exist, or which exist with not good level of certainty in the horoscopes. So we come back here to the level of free will, and I have been talking about this in, I think, 2-3 other videos, because this is a never-ending topic, very, very interesting. So we have the natal astrology. We look at someone's chart and we see how the life will what the life will bring, what the person will have, the potentials of the person in terms of education, job, career, success, children, marriage, whatever, everything. What usually and normally concerns people. And then we, for example, will see that, let's take the education. We can see, for example, that the person doesn't have the good potentials to achieve good education, because, let's say, Mercury, who will be responsible for the creative mind and for the achievements in terms of education, let's say Mercury is a detriment, afflicted, invisible. So we would think that this person doesn't have good potentials to achieve wonderful education. What to do then? We have this knowledge which we obtain from the horoscope. And we need this. It is already a diagnosis, and you know that when we go to a doctor, half of the treatment contains in the correct diagnosis. Because when one is diagnosed wrongly, then you cannot hope for a good treatment. So the natal chart serves for the treatment, for the diagnosis. So we put the diagnosis. The person will be experiencing difficulties in terms of education. Another education issues can come through the moon, because the moon is representing the mindset, the memory. So certain afflictions in the chart can possibly mean that the person needs to work on improving his memory or education skills. How to fix this? Then here comes the electional astrology, which by some cultures, like the Indian culture, for example, is considered even superior, more important than the natal astrology, because they say the natal astrology is the one that we use to put diagnosis on something, but then the electional astrology serves to propose a remedy, to find a way to fix what is lacking, what is missing in the natal chart. What is the electional astrology? The electional astrology makes you very gives you certain powers, so to say, because through the means of the electional astrology, you can choose a date for starting, for launching important event, so that this event develops and ends up successfully, with success. So let's say this, you see that one kid has very bad potential symptoms of education, and his parents or her parents come to you and ask for advice. Then you can use the tools of the electional astrology and find the best and the most auspicious moment in relation to the sky. And this moment to be used for the person to start his or her studies in order to have successful study process and period, and to achieve the desired outcome. What will you be searching them? You see, of course, you do this when you combine both. You need to look at the natal chart, and based on the natal chart, not only using tools of the electional astrology without the natal chart, so you need to combine both, and you need to choose a moment in the sky where Mercury is extremely powerful, when Mercury in relation to the moon, because the moon is also about the memory, and the moon, it carries the action. Without the moon there is nothing. We can't even die without the moon. So you take the auspicious moment of Mercury and the moon together when they're forming beneficial, harmonious aspect, when Mercury is in his own sign, visible or exalted, and on a key position in the horoscope in relation to the natal chart of this person. And then you say, at this particular moment, this person can start to take a course or to start studying, and then you will see the results. Of course, you can combine this with additional tools. For example, you can so we spoke about using Mercury and the moon when creating opportunity for better educational options and qualities of the person who is lacking them in the chart. Also, you can support this through astrological talisman of Mercury or of Speak. Of course, talisman that is being consecrated on auspicious time. So again, you need the electional astrology for this. The very same thing you can do with marriage. Let's say that you see in the chart that the person is having bad marriage predispositions, like that the marriage will fail, or that most probably there will be a divorce. Again, you can work on this, like you taking a very auspicious time of powerful Venus in relation to the natal chart, Venus and the moon again, in relation to the natal chart of both people that will get married. And with this, you can again improve features that are lacking in the chart. And of course, again, through election, you can create powerful astrological talisman. when the planet that you need to support is in highest dignities on the sky. So there are many ways. And then you can do this with pretty much everything, with surgery, which you see that the course of the disease is not taking very good action. And when you find auspicious time for starting treatment or for surgery timing, then you can also improve the given results already in the natal chart, and you can improve them through electing better timing for some events. You can also use, of course, the spiritual methods or techniques that you can read on many places all over the internet, which are also, some of them are wonderful. But the most important thing that I see, and I see them again in combination with the election of astrology, the tools of the election of astrology, the spiritual tools. And the most important to me, which I found somewhere, was to maintain high vibrational level. This would say not to allow fear, not to allow envy, to love people, to be grateful, to not to feel depressed or melancholic, to try to feel happiness and gratitude. So, and also through not accepting food that is being killed or tortured or dead, because this is lowering enormously the vibrational level of people. So this is like number one. And secondly is, when we already have knowledge what we're lacking in our horoscopes and what we have to work on and what we really want to achieve, we need to have very clear picture of what we want to achieve, and then to place our wish to the universe, like to say that in particular we want this to happen and that to happen, and to have very, very clear description and very, very clear image of what we want to achieve. Of course, to pray, of course, to place our request to the universe, and also to meditate on it, like to see it already like it's something that already happened, and to do this continuously, not only one time. And this way also we will help a lot to achieve what we like to manifest, what we wish to manifest, to improve what we're lacking in our own horoscopes. But again, I see this working through astrology, through good knowledge of our natal charts, through maintaining high vibrational level, helping people, being empathic, never experiencing feelings like envy, fear, all those negative feelings which keep us in a very low vibrations of this reality, because this is for sure not going to help, but the other way around will be like an obstacle for achieving our goals, and will not be able to manifest what we like to manifest in our realities. And yes, to picture clearly in our minds what we like to achieve, to place this desire in front of the universe, to our guardian angels, to do this especially powerfully when we see the first lunar crescents, the first visible moon. This is very powerful, very potent to make a prayer, especially on this very moment. Especially powerful are the days around the vernal equinox. And this is happening when we see the first lunar crescent after the sun enters Pisces. Because for our era, due to the precession of the equinoxes, the rotation of the earth, the point of the vernal equinox is happening around the 5 degrees of Pisces. So when the sun enters Pisces, we wait to see when the first lunar crescent will show up in the evening on the western horizon. This is very powerful, very potent moment to place our wishes to the universe. But not only this moment, we cannot do this once. We need to have clear wish and to do this often, but really not without maintaining high moral values, helping people, loving people, never offending, never harming, and not receiving in our bodies food which is being killed or dead or tortured. This is also very important. And yes, the knowledge is power, and the knowledge of our astrological charts is the key element, because the electional astrology, as I told you, is like superior to the native in the sense that you know the picture, you know the situation through the natal chart, but then through the electional astrology, you choose the moment in time which will serve best to improving the lacking characteristics and qualities of the chart. So thank you. Your questions are welcome. And if you like to study astrology with me, you can visit my school, which is under this video. Thank you.